Well, we have the library folks in here, and we're still the one. Still the one. Pamela KOURCE, not KOURCE. I'd like to make you fancy. Pamela KOURCE and KASEY REAVES. You guys are with the Cumberland County Library, and you have this thing called, what is it called?
It's called the Library of Things. Basically, these have been around for decades out in the library world, and we started back in July, and it's kits and items for people to check out to STEM, STEAM, creativity, life enhancement, things to try to see if you like it enough to buy the stuff for yourself.
Okay, and so let's be very specific about things. What are the things that we'd like to? You have a list of things?
I have a list of things.
Okay, I bet you do. Okay.
We, and of course my mind just went crazy. First of all, KASEY was the one who, when we decided to do this, I asked KASEY and she pulled together a team, and they actually they made the recommendations for which items to select. So some of the things we have, for example, for kids, we have bug watching kits, chemistry kits, coding critters, little robotic critters that kids can program, a fort building kit, which is actually one of our highest circling items.
Is it?
It's a framework that the kids can put together, and then you drape a sheet or a blanket over it, and they have a fort.
And then they don't use all your furniture to build the fort?
Okay.
And it can be reconfigured, so it gets creativity as well as engineering. Coding kits, electronic kits, a musical instrument set. I really like that one. That was a fun one. Snap circuits, Survive the Quake. It's an earthquake kit. You make buildings, and there's levels of earthquakes you can set to see how good of an engineer you are. So those are the kids' things that are fairly decent. And then the teens, we have a Coney Island toss, a cornhole kit, a ghost hunting kit. Stop motion animation. Why don't you talk about some of the adult kits?
For the adult kits, with the adult kits is a lot of stuff of people needing to test out new equipment. Like we've got a blood pressure kit. If you need to monitor that for a period of time, like for your doctor or something, you can do that. Or if you wanted to try out a new hobby and you're not ready to make that full investment in buying everything. It's like, you know what, I don't know if I'm going to actually play the ukulele for the next 2 years. Let me test out a ukulele from the library, or let me check out my this knitting or crochet kit and see how that goes.
My thing is like the harmonicas. You got any harmonicas over there?
We don't.
No.
Or even...
That'd probably be a lot of cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, or even, I guess, kazoos or something like that.
Actually, the children's musical kit has a kazoo in it.
Well, I mean, there are easy things for folks to do.
It's all percussive stuff, yeah.
But you know what? And the point I want to make is the fact that, the Cumberland County, every week on Wednesday, someone comes out to talk about some aspect of the county. Mm-hmm. And this ain't your grandma and grandpa's library anymore.
Nope.
What is it? I mean, it's different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the library's always been a place for the community to get their needs met. And in this case, instead of everybody needing books all the time, sometimes they need, to try new things like different hobbies. Kids want new and exciting toys that they don't have at home. And we've got some really great ones that let them, play while also practicing, important skills like engineering and building things.
Well, and you make a good point because everything these days seems to be on the computer or on the phone. And we need more people reading books. I read all the time, just because of the nature of my job. I've got to read different things that are going on in order to keep up. Or you can kind of just listen to stuff. But there's something about the printed word and your interpretation of how you see what you read that's just very important and powerful.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes. It's always different when you can get your hands on something instead of seeing everything on a screen. And we've kind of focused on that with a lot of our kits, especially the teen stuff is more social and hands-on, like the games that we have. We have cornhole and Coney Island toss, which is basically like skee ball, but as more of a cornhole game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've really enjoyed getting to have all of these more hands-on activities.
So when folks come to the library, and are these things available at all branches, or how's that work?
We have different things available at different branches. There are some things like knitting and crochet kits. We have those at all 8 branches because they're kind of universally popular. But some of them are only at certain locations. But we have everything cataloged, and it's on our website so that you can find out in advance what's available. And then if you're physically at the branch, we have more of a physical catalog so you can look at everything that is available at that location and see what you like.
With pictures and everything. Casey did a really wonderful job. She
Thank you.
photographed everything, and yeah, there's a.
It was good. I especially liked getting to build the fort kit and then photograph it.
If you search Library of Things in the catalog, these items come up. All of them have Library of Things as part of the title, so that they all come up when you search. And then there's also there's links in the catalog. There's a link to the Library of Things, which just gives you the list of everything and with the pictures and where each one is located, that we try to keep relatively up to date.
You know, last time we had library representatives here, we talked about the cost and checking out books and losing books and bringing them back and everything. Even that has changed.
Yes, we went fine-free in 2021. September of 2021, and that there's still some things that you pay for. For example, this collection, if you don't bring it back, you bring it back late, there is a fine involved. But for books and physical AV items, DVDs, audiobooks, those, if you bring them back, we don't charge you a late fee. If you happen to damage one, up to a point. I mean, we might talk to you a little bit. If you're one of those people that checks out 50 and then never brings them back, we're going to have a little conversation. But the county commissioners decided that we had asked for the fine free, and the county commissioners said, that's not good enough. We want to go a step further. We are one of the few libraries that does for the materials, that we don't charge for the materials themselves if they're not back.
Well, I think that encourages folks to utilize and not feel afraid that, I forgot it or whatever it might be. And then there's interaction between you and the community.
I pulled together the statistics that they used to take this to the county commissioners, and you could tell the areas where people couldn't afford to pay the fines and fees, because there were certain areas in the community where the proportion of cards that were blocked because they had too many fines or fees. So we just cleared everybody went clear.
And did that encourage folks to say,
we had
let me
a
go.
number of people, or they come back and I'm so sorry, this is it. It's okay. And it's been over 4 years now, so people are a little more used to it. But there's still the occasional what? So that's one of, I think for a good 2 years, that was one of the opening lines we would do when we were doing outreaches in the community. Hey, do you know the library is now fine free? You bring things back late, we're not going to charge you.
It's especially good for people who had their account paused because they had a certain number. And then they're like, oh, it's cleared out, I can go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is good looking out, I think, in terms of the county. You have some folks who realize, and I'll give you an example, like the cable companies or something. It is harder to get people to come back than it is to keep them. And if you lose them, you really got work to bring them back. So making it fine free, Spectrum, and all you other folks that I'm not calling out any names, but even those companies, they do come up with some ways to say, hey, we like to get you back and keep you. And I guess that's what I'm hearing the library folks say.
Yeah. It was that we did a big grant. In fact, if you haven't been downtown to the downtown library in the past few years, we had a 2-year-long grant to encourage. It was system-wide, but it was focused on headquarters to encourage people to come back to the libraries and to engage with the libraries. And we have a life-size light bright type thing on the wall. It's a bright. I forget the name, but it's colored pegs behind light, so you can create a design just like you did the light bright on the thing. We have a crane for the kids, all kinds of science things, and then each branch got things that enhance their teen areas, just to bring people in. Puzzles. We put puzzles on tables for people to community create, and those have been very popular at some locations. They're always begging for new puzzles.
And then so you're in there working with these library things, and all of a sudden you look over your shoulder, hey, there's a book.
And we
The
also
light kinda
often,
comes on.
We often include a book in with the thing, like the Crochet
Yeah.
Basics has a book with 7 or 8 basic projects that you can make. So, and like the Ghost
Yes.
Hunters kit has a book with it. Yeah.
Ghost hunting kit does have a ghost hunting guidebook in it, you know, and different things are health-based kits that where you had like a blood pressure and like an arthritis, like basically gadgets to like help improve mobility and stuff. They both came with like books that.
And those are real
Expands.
items that will really take your blood pressure, or just
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a cuff.
Yeah, the cuff so that you can, it checks out for a week. You can monitor your blood pressure and, get
See
your.
if this is going to be something that you would do on
Yeah.
a regular basis before you spend your own 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, depending on the model.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Look, if you're just joining us, I've got Pamela KOURCE and also KASEY REAVES here with the Cumberland County Library System. How many libraries do we have in the county?
8.
8, and what would you say our readership is in terms of folks who are actually members of the library?
We have over 72,000 cardholders accounts that are still active. We add 1,500 to 2,000 new accounts every month. But then they do expire after a certain period of time, so you also lose accounts as you go along. But we add about 15 to 2,000 new customers
And
every
here's the
month.
$64,000 question. How much does it cost to join the library?
It's free.
Absolutely.
As long as you're in Cumberland County, it is free. If you are listening to us from Harnett County, there's a $25 fee if you want to join, or you can use your Harnett County card to come in and get books.
Well, now that's an interesting point here, that you can be in another county but still take out books with somebody else's. Well, why would you charge someone from another county to come in to join, but they can use their card? I'm lost now.
Well, it's for certain items, basically, and I would say there's databases that Cumberland County cardholders have access to, but for books and audiobooks, DVDs, anybody that's got an NC Cardinal library card can check things out.
All right. What's your pitch here to encourage folks to come out to see the library things? Fun, excitement. Am I throwing out
All
some
of the above. I would say if you just like to try new things, we're the perfect opportunity for you to come out and, test out a new hobby.
We have bird watching kits. We have a telescope kit. I said the ukulele. That was. I was surprised that those went out as quickly as they did, but they went out. Mindfulness. We have this wonderful. It's like a painting thing that you paint with water, and after 5 minutes it dries and what you did was gone. But it's a mindfulness thing. It's you focus on what you're doing, and then it goes away. But it's just if you're looking, we're not your grandmother's or your great grandmother's old library. The library has evolved and changed, and even the formats, they evolve as things. We've really shifted a lot towards digital for the audiobooks because that's really where people have gone. So we've slowly. That's the demand. That's where we put we keep increasing that money.
You got to keep up with the times, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Pamela KOURCE, of course. I like that. Pamela, of course, and KASEY REAVES. Thank you so much for sharing your information. Is there a time